All right, let's talk about something we all face, taking a huge, messy, complicated problem and trying to figure out where to even start. Today, we're going to learn how to turn that chaos into a clear, actionable plan. We're going to build a blueprint for success.
Okay, just think about this for a second. Have you ever tried to build IKEA furniture without the instructions? You've got that pile of wood, a bag of a million different screws, and that one little Allen key. You know the feeling, right? It's just total chaos. You might end up with something that kind of looks like a bookshelf, but you're definitely not putting anything heavy on it.
And that feeling of just pure frustration, that's exactly what happens when we dive into solving a really complex problem without a plan. It doesn't matter if you're building software, starting a company, or just trying to organize a big event. You absolutely need a blueprint, a clear guide that everyone can look at and understand. So how do we actually create that blueprint? Well, the secret is in adopting a really powerful mindset called computational thinking. And trust me, it's the key to navigating all that complexity with some real clarity.
Now, I know what you're thinking. Computational thinking sounds super technical, maybe a little intimidating, but don't let the name fool you. This isn't just for programmers. It's a skill for, well, for everyone. It's just a really powerful way to approach any problem in a logical, step-by-step way.
This whole approach is basically built on 5 key ideas. You break big problems into smaller pieces, you look for patterns, you filter out the noise to focus on what's important, you create step-by-step plans, and then you check your work. For building our blueprint today, we're really going to be zeroing in on those first few, like breaking things down and figuring out what truly matters.
So let's get our hands dirty and start building our main tool. You know that blueprint we keep talking about? Well, in the problem-solving world, it has an official name, a problem specification. This is going to be our master plan.
I want you to think of this document as your North Star. It's your contract with reality. It lays out exactly what the problem is, what a successful solution will look like, and all the rules of the game. Honestly, it is the single most important thing you can do before you write one line of code or lay one single brick.
So how do we actually build one? Well, a really great blueprint has 6 essential elements. We're going to walk through them one by one. And to make it super clear, we'll use a simple example. Imagine we're creating a program to help a school with student grades.
First things first, the absolute foundation of the whole thing, the problem statement. This is your mission, and it needs to be as clear and simple as possible. It's all about the what, not the how. Okay, take a look at our example for the grading program. See how specific that is? There's no guesswork here. A teacher, a developer, even a student, anyone can read that and know exactly what the goal is. No ambiguity means no wasted time building the wrong thing.
All right, next up, every project needs some ground rules. We have to define our constraints and limitations. Now, this isn't about being restrictive, it's about being focused. This is how you define the boundaries of your playground and stop the project from getting bigger and bigger and going completely off the rails.
For our grading program, the constraints are really simple, but they're absolutely critical. We're saying it only has to handle up to 10 subjects, and the marks have to be between 0 and 100. This tells the developer precisely what to build for, and just as importantly, what they don't need to worry about.
Okay, so we've set our boundaries. Now it's time to define what victory looks like. What does a successful solution actually do? These are your objectives and goals, and they have to be things you can actually measure. So notice here, these goals are real targets we can aim for. We need accurate calculations. We want instant results. And, this is a big one, the program shouldn't crash if someone types in banana instead of a number. This becomes our literal checklist for success.
You know, a program is really just a machine that takes stuff in and spits something else out. So, what are the raw materials we're feeding it? That's our input specification. It's that classic garbage in, garbage out problem. If you don't define your inputs, you can't ever guarantee good outputs.
So here we get really specific. We're defining not just what the input is, subject names and marks, but also its type. Names are text, or what programmers call strings, and marks are whole numbers or integers. I'm telling you, this level of precision prevents so many headaches down the line.
So, if we know what goes in, it only makes sense that we have to define what comes out, right? The output specification describes exactly what that desired result is. We want to make sure the solution is not only correct, but that it's actually useful to the person who's using it.
For our school program, the output is crystal clear. We need to see the student's average score and their final letter grade. That's it. This makes sure the final product gives the user exactly what they were expecting in a way they can instantly understand.
And finally, the big one. How do we know if we actually succeeded? The evaluation criteria are the tests our final solution has to pass. This connects right back to our goals and makes success a matter of fact, not just someone's opinion.
At the end of the day, we're going to judge our little program on 3 simple things. Is the math right? Is the grade it gives correct? And is it easy for a teacher or student to read and understand? If we can say yes to all 3, then we've nailed it.
And there you have it, our complete blueprint. Look at that! We went from a vague idea, hey, let's make a grading app, to this, a concrete, totally actionable plan. Every single question has been answered. The chaos is gone, and it's been replaced by pure clarity.
So why did we go through all this trouble? Because this blueprint, this is your single greatest weapon for achieving success. It's going to save you time, money, and more headaches than you can possibly imagine. I mean, the difference is just night and day. Without a blueprint, you're basically lost in the woods. Goals keep changing, people get confused, and you waste so much time. But with a blueprint, suddenly you have a clear roadmap. Everyone's on the same page, you're efficient. It's like finally finding those IKEA instructions and it all just clicks into place.
So the next time you're facing down some huge, complicated challenge, don't just jump in. Stop, think, and draft your blueprint first. So I guess my question to you is, what's the next problem you're going to build a blueprint for?